Hi, this is Aaron Jaworowski of the Rawlings Tigers. Welcome to the Rawlings Tiger channel. Today I'm here with Coach Brian Unger, and a little background on Brian. He played at Swick College for junior college, went to play Division I at Hawaii in the WAC for 1 year, transferred to Quincy University in Illinois for a year. After that, he was the assistant coach at Quincy University for 7 years, and then was the head coach for 4 years. Brian joined the Rawlings Tiger program for our inaugural season last year as the head coach of the 16U Tigers, and this year he is the head coach of the 17U Rawlings Tigers. Today we're going to talk, ask him some questions about beyond high school baseball, when the kids are getting into college, what to expect, what to look for. Brian, welcome to the show.
It's wonderful to be here. This is a really great thing you guys are doing here for everybody in the St. Louis area. It's wonderful.
Thanks. So, as a college coach, former college coach, what were some things you look for as players right away? Let's start on the field from a baseball perspective.
On the field, you're always looking at arm strength. You're looking at the tools. Can they run? Can they hit? Can they hit for power? Their arm strength, those types of things like that. But beyond that, we were always looking for guys that hustle. We wanted high-energy guys. In order to get through that college season, you're playing a lot of games, travel's tough, and, there's a lot of, you get right off of a bus and go play. You got to have some self-starters and some guys that are high energy. So we wanted guys that were hustling on and off the field and doing those types of things like that, as well as those guys that were really good ball players.
Good. I've also heard from several people, college coaches, that when a college coach recruits and scouts kids, they actually go to watch pitchers, and while they're finding pitchers or going to see certain pitchers, they're going to find their hitters and positional players during those games.
Oh, without a doubt. And, it's always funny, a little piece of advice for everybody out there that you never really know. There might be times that we're looking at, like you said, a pitcher, and we see a second baseman and go, wow, this kid can really play. And we might not get the pitcher, and we might get the second baseman. So you never really know who's watching. You never really know what they're looking for. So you have to play hard all the time, for goodness sakes, because it could be one at bat, it could be one game, that kind of makes that college coach fall in love with you, and all of a sudden you're getting a scholarship.
Good. Let's talk about, as a college coach, did you recruit more from the high school level or from the junior college level? I'm sure that varies within each college program. What did you see at Quincy when you were there?
We tried to be a good mix, and we wanted the best player available. And if that best player was a high school senior, we were going after him. And if that same best player at that position was a junior college kid, we were going after him. But there were times, sometimes we'd say, boy, you know what? We need an experienced arm. A number one, we would go to the junior college ranks. But at the same time, a lot of time we'd say, boy, you know what? We need an arm that in 2 years is going to be really, really good for us, and this kid right here projects in 2 years to be a stud. We would go to the high school ranks. So sometimes it just kind of depends on what you need and what the best available is out there. So.
Another question I had was incoming freshmen. Do they expect to play, or are they going to play? Now my situation, I remember when I was in college, I played at Mizzou, and maybe I was naive back then coming out of high school, but I thought I was going to go in there and start right away. That was my mindset, that was my goal, that's what I wanted to do. Had a good fall, got into spring ball, and I didn't start the first 11 games, started the 12th game, and they let me play in the next 2.5 years at first base every game. So I feel like I earned my spot. It wasn't easy. It's definitely a big challenge. What did you see from Quincy? Do a lot of freshmen play? Are they sitting? Are they spot roles?
It depends on how good you are. But your goal as a player should always be, I'm going to come in and play. Your goal should never be, well, I'm going to go and maybe in a year or two I get to play. And that's probably not the best place for you then. You probably need to go somewhere else, for goodness sakes, if that's your goal at that place. Your goal should be, I'm going to walk right in and I'm going to be a starter. And that's what you should. Now, we had freshmen that did it. It's tough. The thing is, you're going up against a redshirt senior who's 22, 23 years old, and you're 18. That is a huge difference. Just in the maturity level of that player and just the physical and mental makeup of that player. A 23-year-old is going to be bigger, stronger, a little bit faster, a little more physical than an 18-year-old in most cases. So it's tough. for that incoming freshman. So you can't really get frustrated if you're not playing right away as a freshman. But your goal should always be, I'm going to play. I want to walk in and play, and you should get a chance. Now, some programs, and that's when you have to do your homework, some programs, they're going to bring their freshmen in, and you're going to redshirt, more times than not. And so you're not going to play right away off the bat. And if that's something you're okay with, that's fine. But that's where that recruiting process comes in, and you need to make sure that you're very well prepared, make sure that you kind of know what the coach's role for you is going to be, best case scenario, worst case scenario, those things, and what he's done with other freshmen.
Good. Any other last-minute advice here for high school Tiger players and families on college baseball?
Education is very important. One of the first things we always looked at was their high school transcripts and how good were their grades, and because high school baseball, that's pretty rigorous, but it's nothing compared to what you're going to have at the college level. It is a full-time job. We were with our guys almost every day of the year. Whether it be fall baseball, when that was over, we went into weightlifting and conditioning, and we called them 4-on-1s, where 4 players with 1 coach, and you would do individual type of stuff with it, and then you would go into your spring season where you were with them 6 days out of the week, and the travel and everything else. So if you're struggling in high school, college is such a big jump academically and athletically with what they're expected to do. It'd be really tough. So sometimes we would pass on kids just based on their transcripts. Great player, had all the tools, had everything we were looking for, but we just knew that, they're not going to be able to stay eligible. They're not going to be able to handle the rigors, academically that we're going to put on them with everything we do. So those good transcripts not only are going to help you get extra money for college, but it's going to prove to that coach that you know how to work hard and you're going to be able to handle playing at that level.
All right. Well, thanks, Brian. Thanks for joining us.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me.